Zebra, Emma here. So this half term, as well as thinking about Germany, our videos are also going to be thinking about World Book Day, which is coming up soon in March. So this half term we are going to think about sharing some of our favourite stories in FitzZebra. Some of the stories that the grown-ups like, some of the stories that you students like. So I'm going to start today with my favourite book. And my favourite book is here. It's called Gerry the Giraffe. And it's a very old book because I had this book when I was a tiny little baby. And it's my favourite book because when I was little, I used to ask my mum to read this book to me lots and lots and lots. So I wanted to share it with you today. I have to be quite gentle with it because it's so old that some of the pages are falling out. So here you go. Are you ready for the story of Gerry the Giraffe? In hot and sunny Africa, so many miles away, a lovely little animal was left alone one day. He seemed to be all legs and neck. His body was quite small. His head was very little too. It was no size at all. Escaping from a thunderstorm, he'd lost his mum and dad. A big tear trickled down his cheek. He felt so very sad. Poor Gerry sat alone and cried as daylight turned to dark. A great big lorry rattled up from the safari park. Out jumped a large and jolly man. You're lost, it's plain to see. I know the very place for you, so come along with me. And through the still and starry night, the warden took him home. There's plenty here to eat and drink. You'll have no need to roam. Next day, the warden's son came out to see his friends and play with pygmy hippos, lion cubs and monkeys small and gay. He splashed the baby elephant, he tweaked the monkey's tail. He tried to climb on Gerry's back, but all to no avail. I cannot reach you, said the boy. It's not that I'm too small. Your legs have grown so very long. You really are too tall. Poor Gerry tried with all his might to join in with the rest, but everything he did went wrong. He was a perfect pest. He looked for tasty titbits in a pawpaw tree nearby, but he disturbed a hornet's nest, and did those hornets fly? The hornets chased the animals and all the warden's men. They buzzed and stung and zoomed about. Then they buzzed off again. Quite unconcerned, the young giraffe now ambled off to check the warden's office, where he got some wires wrapped round his neck. The wires were for the radio, and now it wouldn't work because our Gerry snapped it with one sudden mighty jerk. This made the warden furious. I cannot make a call. We've lost our precious radio because you are too tall. Then Gerry thought he'd join the rest up at the lodge for tea, but he dragged all the washing down, a funny sight to see. He staggered to the windows with the washing round his neck. The curtains caught upon his horns. The house looked such a wreck. Oh dear, Gerry's not doing very well, is he? He couldn't get into the room no matter how he tried, so nibbled at the roofing thatch until the warden cried, "He's far too tall. He'll have to go." And here we have the proof. He's wrecked the house and garden, and he's eaten half the roof. So sadly Gerry wandered off beyond the garden wall. Nobody loves me just because I am so very tall. Too tall, too tall, the warden's cry still echoed in his ears. He didn't see the boy run past. His eyes were full of tears. Gerry's sad. The boy ran past with Monkey's paw clutched firmly in his hand. They dodged out through the game park fence to the forbidden land. Poor Gerry thought he'd better leave, but as he went away, "My boy is lost, please look for him," he heard the warden say. At once there was a hue and cry. The country was so wild that everyone was worried for the safety of the child. The warden and his men spread out across the open plain. The animals were helping too, with all their might and main. They did their best to find him, but because the grass was high, they missed both Monkey and the child as they went pushing by. From down below they couldn't see the boy's shirt, red and white. They didn't have the benefit of Gerry's extra height. But Gerry saw the runaways. On guard he waited there until the warden noticed him and found the naughty pair. So homeward the procession went, while Gerry with delight was told by all, "You're not too tall. For us you are just right." Oh, good old Gerry saved the day. So Emma's favourite story is Gerry the Giraffe. What's your favourite story? Let me know and I can read some for you on our next videos. See you soon. Bye.